Number 1, losing a client after a bad investigation. In the last week alone, I've had 3 individual contacts come up to me and say, Karen, my client has used their accountant to do their R&D tax claim and now they're being investigated. What should they do? And I asked them, well, what in particular is being challenged by Revenue and Customs? And the contact tends to say, well, it's come down to the accountant not being robust enough or clear enough in their report on what the scientific or technological advances were, as well as the uncertainties. It just states that these things were addressed. There is no way moving forward in 2023 that HMRC will accept this from accountants. And my gut feeling is that perhaps these inquiries will lead on to penalties, wasted time, wasted money, and unfortunately bad blood between the accountant and the client, which means they might jump ship. Not uncommon, but completely avoidable by using a tax specialist from the outset. Jeopardising their client's growth. Given the recent hike in investigations, accountants are either embracing this new legislation and bucking up their ideas internally, or they're shying away from the R&D scheme entirely. You may be giving your clients the impression that going through this exercise is just not worth their time anymore, which is a real shame because you could be wrong and that could have a negative impact on their growth. They might still qualify. Team up with a tax specialist so that they can help the client identify and maximise the opportunity. Number 3 is not knowing how to handle an investigation if it arises. It's not just about challenging HMRC's response. There is a very particular skill set involved when liaising with a HMRC agent and an end client. Now, most accountants aren't trained for this, and they certainly don't want to spend years learning this new skill. So by not working with a specialist from the very outset, it just means everyone involved is going to waste their time, waste their money, and dare I say it, you could potentially lose a client. Number 4 is the time involved to manage an investigation. Considering it already takes introductory conversations, site visits, technical discovery sessions, report writing, and finally submitting the claim, can you imagine if you'd done any of that wrong or incorrectly and it resulted in an investigation that lasted 12 to 18 months? It's not worth it. You know what I'm going to say? And finally, point 5. The R&D scheme is too complex now. If you're an accountant and you want to continue making R&D tax claims for your clients in 2023 and onwards, then let's just break it down step by step and go through again exactly what's involved. First of all, you'll want to highlight from a scientific or technological standpoint the benchmark, the advance, the activities, and the uncertainties for each qualifying project. Then, of course, you have to write a robust report on that, breaking down every individual cost assigned to each individual project. Then let's make sure we've got the AIF filled out correctly and submitted on time. If you skip any of those steps or you do anything inaccurately, then you've wasted everyone's time. All of that work is a big step for R&D specialists who do this stuff on a day-to-day basis, but it's a massive leap for accountants. So why bother when there's easier options? Finding the right specialist to team up with can be tricky because there's so much competition out there. But lucky for you, I know exactly what to look for. So come and have a chat with me if you would like to find out more.